Gugan Gill is the curator of the Sari Stories, which we've heard a lot about, and she joins me now. How's it going?
Good. Hey, how's it going?
Very, very well. In a lot of pain in my mouth, but other than that, I'm absolutely fine. Tell us all about the Sari Story exhibition at the MAC.
Okay, so the Sari Story exhibition is a collection of personal reflections on the Sari. So we had this huge open call, and people around the West Midlands have been super, super generous in sharing a story and a picture of a Sari that is perhaps sentimental to them, holds a story, something that's interesting, something they made maybe. So it's a super diverse exhibition in what we're showcasing.
Yeah. So you were the one who got to pick and look through everything. Wow. There must have been so many. And how do you sort of decide on?
Oh, this was difficult.
Yeah.
I sat with Sabra, Sampad's executive director, who's just recently left, and Piali, who you just spoke to. The three of us sat together just in Mac's bar, actually, and we spent hours going through this kind of spreadsheet. I think it was a pretty well organized spreadsheet that I made, talking about each of the submissions that we got, looking at the picture. Yeah, it was very, very difficult. Like I said, people had been really generous with what they'd submitted, and so it felt like such a shame to not include as many as possible. So yeah, expect to see many stories in the exhibition.
Did it feel quite, is it any that were quite emotional?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. When we first were looking at them, I think, we knew we had a lot to get through. And I remember later on that night going through them by myself, just sat in the living room, and I got really, I cried a bit, I must say. People were really, really great, and people have been really vulnerable as well. People's relationship to the Sari isn't always a simple one. People were talking about how they have a really tricky relationship wearing a Sari and how it holds bad memories for them. And other people spoke about how what their experience was like putting on a Sari for the first time after transitioning. So yeah, there was a lot of different stories, but all absolutely incredible.
I know this might be quite hard for you, but do you have any sort of personal highlights in the exhibition, or is there any stories, any favourite stories that you could possibly share?
There's definitely a couple. A notable one, I think, was from someone called India. She had submitted this gorgeous picture of her wearing this pink sari, and in her story she had spoken about an image of her grandmother in West Park wearing a similar pink sari. And so she sent in this submission, and I emailed her straight away asking if we could see an image of her grandma as well, like the image she referred to in the story. And she sent it over, and it was just the most beautiful picture. So now we have an image of her wearing a pink sari and her grandmother, and having the two of them next to each other is really, really beautiful. Yeah. There's also another one by Mia who spoke about transitioning and putting on the Sari for the first time after her transitioning. And it was really special reading that. Yeah.
What do you hope people will take away from the exhibition?
I hope people really spend their time looking at the different stories. Like I said, there's around 50, so there's lots of different stories, and I hope people learn something. I mean, South Asia is massive, and within the curation and the selection process, it was really important to us that we showcase how diverse South Asia is and how saris vary so much from region to region, and from how you're draping the sari to the patterns on it and how it's woven together. So I hope people learn about saris and how much they vary. I also hope that people realize how such a garment is so much more than just an item of clothing and a piece of attire, but how fabric such as a sari can hold so much cultural history and identity for an individual, but also how it reflects kind of societal cultures as well.
Gugan Gill, thank you so much. When exactly is this exhibition for the people at home?
Well, Sari Stories is opening on the 24th, and it closes on the 24th of May, and it closes on the 19th of October.
24th of May to the 19th of October. Get yourself there for Sari Stories. Gugan, thank you so much. Plenty more coming up very, very shortly.